told you for a long time it's important to be self-sufficient, and today that's more important than ever. We need to be independent, and food and water is the key. You'll never have to stand in a bread line if you have your own bread. You'll never have to go to the Superdome and beg for FEMA to take care of your family in any emergency if you simply prepare. No one is going to take care of your family in the final equation but you. You know eFoodsDirect.com is still able to ship storable food that's safe from E. coli, salmonella, genetic alteration, or Chinese imports. And they do it at almost half the cost of last year's grocery prices. Call 1-800-409-5633. Or on the web, go to eFoodsDirect.com. Visit eFoodsDirect.com and look over the fine list of high-quality, freeze-dried, and dehydrated foods they have to offer. Watch the free videos. Look at their online catalog. Or give them a call at 1-800-409-5633. Again, 800-409-5633. Or on the web at eFoodsDirect.com. Take action today. The first step is getting storable food.
If you just search engine Bertrand Russell or Julian Huxley and planetary government eugenics, they're going, yes, it's sad, but we have to kill everybody. I'm going to have Aaron Dykes in here next segment to read a few of those quotes. But when I tell you they're proposing a baby tax in the U.S., England, Canada, Australia, Europe, pretty much everywhere the banks control things, because the banks are the eugenicists. So they set the policy in the big international banks. Baby tax needed to save planet, claims expert. And so I just told the guys, I said, Google search tax on babies, carbon tax. And there it is on screen for you. That's the News of Australia, news.com. Now, I could go on for hours. Folks, if you're a new listener and you're going, what's this guy talking about? The shadow government that since 1947 has operated in total secrecy admits in its own textbooks and documents, hundreds and hundreds I have from the U.S. government alone, that they're putting poisons in your water. When you hear the term fluoride in your water, that is by federal law, a cover name for over 200 chemicals. Lead, mercury, arsenic, sodium fluoride. And these are the best chemicals they found to sterilize people, and hence we do have the sterilization. And I have government documents where Russell and others talk about how they want to sterilize us with fluoride in the water. I have the University of Texas at Austin in the 30s, 1934 fluoride study about how it's a great overall drug because it sterilizes and dumbs you down and makes you docile. Pulitzer Prize-winning books from World War II. One of them gets into how they use it in the death camps. You are being given death camp Kool-Aid. But that's not me. That's Obama's science advisor. I mean, go read the book he wrote, the government textbook, the policy level report, ladies and gentlemen. Get past the denial. In fact, I'm going to put that on screen for folks at prisonplanet.tv so they can see it for themselves. Ecoscience, population, resources, environment. Go read where he pushes and talks about how they got to have forced abortions and forced sterilization and put stuff in the water to sterilize you. Oh, and the cancer viruses and the vaccine. Let's go ahead and talk to Ray in Colorado. Ray, you're on the air.
This week, Deutsche Welle, the German news site, had a mini documentary shot by their social welfare people, and it showed a pregnant 30-something woman who had 8 children who was on the government dole, and their premise was because she was unrestricting her reproduction that they had a right to go in and stop it because they were providing everything for her. And, of course, they showed her as making poor choices here and there, and I think they did it on purpose because most people...
Oh, no, they admit it. Ma'am, that's exactly right. That was in my list of points I wanted to make. I'm glad you brought it up. Is that they admit in their internal documents, we've got to socially educate the public, use examples of bad parents with lots of kids, set the precedent to take their kids with CPS, to then set up a society where all children are basically raised by the state, where the kids are at government-controlled schools even after hours, 12, 15 hours a day, only sleep at home during the next phase. Then the next phase, we fully take the kids away. This is incremental domestication. China already has that model. They adopted, for IMF and World Bank money, these rules in 1981. And yes, ma'am, we are now under those. And I have a AP article I was trying to dig out with Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Here it is. Justice Ginsburg says she originally thought Roe v. Wade was designed to limit populations that we don't want to have too many of, like blacks and Mexicans. Isn't that nice? Here, zoom in on her. Now, again, this is liberal. I mean, ma'am, you're a racist if you want the blacks breeding, okay? You've got to become liberal. Oh, it's so liberal. Oh.
Well, Alex, I just brought this up because Deutsche Welle acted like, oh, shame on her, and my personal opinion is if she can't afford one child, she should not have 9. But
well, the point is, obviously, the woman's probably a lazy fat hog on welfare. But if you don't have a big government pimp system where everybody's got to pay for other people, then
exactly.
all of us aren't in this big pool together, all micromanaged and controlled. They don't want to control her with the 8 kids. They want kids to CPS to do medical experiments on, and they brag about that, calling them subhuman. What they really want is to go after the smart and intelligent, as their internal documents say. That's why they target the kids that raise their hand and speak up a lot, the leadership males and females. That's why it's the wealthy parents giving their kids the Gardasil shot that just so happens to be sterilizing them and killing them. Oh, don't believe me? Google Gardasil killing girls. We'll show you mainstream news.
Well, I just wanted to verify that Deutsche Welle had this on, like, isn't this a good thing? We're going to take her kids away. So you're right. It's all over, and it's coming here.
And thank you. God bless you, Ray. And I want to point out, again, it's all sold like it's to save the earth. It's for the earth. It has nothing to do with that. Their genetic engineering, their cross-species planting, the toxic waste dumping, deforestation, some of that is a real problem. Overfishing in the ocean is a serious problem in many regions. There are some problems. The land does need to be left fallow sometimes, rotated. But that has nothing to do with this. This is about race. This is about controlling the future. This is about extermination and world government. Let's talk to Scott in Washington, and Dr. Kelly, Al, and others. Let's talk to Scott. Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, something, I think that my question is probably going to piss off a lot of people who are into this. And I don't know, maybe it's just me or something, but
maybe they need to just kill themselves. I mean, if they want to kill babies and then there's too many people, how about they lead the way? Is that what you were about to say?
No, what I was referring to is this Zeitgeist Addendum movie, and it seems to me maybe it's just me, but it seems like there's just
how there's going to be a global government run by a robot that'll heal the earth, and I'll have to be sent for re-education, the maker of it said.
Yeah,
what's wrong with re-education? Look, I appreciate your call, Scott, but we're not talking about that right now. Okay, but re-education is wonderful. We're going to come back, talk to Dr. Kelly, Al, and a few others. 888-201-2244, 888-201-2244. But listen, if you're a new listener and you're like, what's this guy yelling and screaming about? The individual, John P. Holdren, who is the president's head of science and technology for the entire federal government, openly wrote a book, a textbook-level book for government and academics, a policy book for world government for forced sterilization, forced population reduction, and then we've proven in their other documents through vaccines and things they're sterilizing us, giving us cancer. This is serious. And I'm just begging listeners out there to please investigate more. Michael Jackson dying should not be the biggest story of the year. This story right here from the London Telegraph. Michael Jackson's death is officially the second biggest internet news story of the 21st century, according to new figures. Only the election of President Barack Obama, another non-issue, just a new puppet, to the White House, eclipsed the death of the king of pop at the age of 50, research by global language monitor GLM found. Jackson's death received more coverage than the Iraq War, 9/11, and the global financial meltdown, last year's Beijing Olympics, Hurricane Katrina, and the death of Pope John Paul II, and the tsunami. All that's happened in the last 9 years. Now, the bankers are imploding the world economy to bankrupt you so you go into government control and go onto the government proboscis, go into the government milk producing unit to get you dependent so they can then bust a cap in your butt. This is soft kill weapons. This is full spectrum dominance. I'm Alex Jones.